Hello everyone and welcome to the predictions video for AEW Dynasty. It's this Sunday. Love it when AEW does Sunday pay-per-views with a big 10-match card because you know, Toni, WrestleMania both nights were like 6 or 7 matches. How about you do that? I know I harp on upon this every single AEW pay-per-view, but it's too much. It really is too much. There's matches on this show that could have been on Collision the night before or Dynamite before. You know, like, they don't need to be on the pay-per-view. They really don't. But anyway, here we go. AEW Dynasty Predictions. So let's start off with Julia Hart defending the TBS Championship against Willow Nightingale. I think we all know where this storyline is going. Willow Nightingale is going to beat Julia Hart for the belt, and then we lead to Mercedes versus Willow at Double or Nothing, where Mercedes Moné will get her win back over Willow Nightingale in her debut and be the new TBS champion, and maybe hopefully have a good run. We can only hope. But that's what I believe is going to happen. Next up, let us go with Adam Copeland, Eddie Kingston, and Mark Briscoe facing the House of Black in a trios match. Now, this is a match I think they could have just done on a Collision. They've been building and building that they're going to do this trios match. This is a match that, again, could have just happened on an episode of Dynamite or Collision, and then on the pay-per-view, we could have had Adam Copeland versus Malachi Black for the TNT Championship. Personally, I think that's a lot better because we would have already had this trios match and then we would have gotten an even cooler match as a result. But we're not doing that for some reason because we hate Malachi Black wrestling singles for some reason. I have the House of Black winning this. Hopefully they will use this to parlay into Malachi Black getting a TNT title shot somewhere down the line, which is what he should have been doing at this pay-per-view, but I digress. We have Hook defending the FTW title against Chris Jericho. This match was made on Dynamite. Again, this is a match that doesn't need to be on the pay-per-view. This could easily be on Collision or next week's Dynamite. This storyline with Hook and Jericho is not big enough to be on a pay-per-view at all. We are doing the turn of Jericho very soon, probably in this match. But this storyline has not been big enough to warrant a pay-per-view match at all. So it being on the pay-per-view does just seem like Jericho wanted a match on the pay-per-view. You know, he wanted a match on the pay-per-view. But I have Hook winning. Hook's gonna beat Chris Jericho. Jericho's gonna turn on him, and Jericho will probably get a new faction because why wouldn't he? And we'll go from there. I don't know who joins the faction. Sammy Guevara probably, because he's always in the faction. The Jericho Vortex probably is what they're going to call it. So there we go. I have Hook retaining the FTW title. Timeless Toni Storm defends the AEW Women's Championship against Thunder Rosa. I have Toni Storm winning this. They're using the whole Thunder Rosa never lost the title storyline. And I don't care that she never lost the title. She's not the champion. Toni Storm is having a great run, so I would let Toni keep the belt. Now, while I'm not that intrigued in this storyline between Toni and Thunder, really, to me, this is just a filler feud until we get to the next big Toni Storm feud. Toni Storm retains. There we go. Next up, we have Roderick Strong versus Kyle O'Reilly for the International Championship. Again, this is a match that could have just happened on Dynamite or Collision. You know, again, it's not big enough to be on a pay-per-view. I know what you're thinking. Then you're like, oh, but then the pay-per-view doesn't have as many matches. Good! Good! We don't need 10 magic cards on the pay-per-view. I got a life! I don't want to spend it watching wrestling. Roderick Strong is going to win. He just won the belt. They're making Kyle O'Reilly a face. So it'll be a good match, but probably going to be some interference via the Undisputed Kingdom to help Roddy retain. Speaking of the Undisputed Kingdom, can we get Wardlow back doing something cool? That'd be nice. I like that. We then have Kazuchika Okada defending the AEW Continental Championship against Pac. I am so looking forward to this match. This is one of the few matches on this card I can genuinely say, oh yeah, I'm ready for this one. Obviously, Okada's going to win. That's never in doubt. He's going to hold this belt for a long time. But put on some banger matches while you do it. That's it, baby. And this match with Pac is hopefully going to be a banger. We then have the Young Bucks versus FTR in a ladder match to determine the vacant AEW Tag Team Champions. The winner of this match will be the first ever three-time AEW Tag Team Champions, which is a nice little statistic. It's the Young Bucks. It's the Young Bucks. Their new heel EVP gimmick needs these belts. Ever since the tournament started, I think everyone knew, yeah, it's going to be Bucks and FTR in the final, and the Bucks will win. Because their new EVP gimmick, it doesn't need the belts, but having the belts is going to make it so much better. We're going to go in so many great places with the belts. So the Young Bucks to win, and I'm looking forward to this match, man. I'm always looking forward to FTR and the Bucks. I still think their full gear match, their very first one, is the best. So I'm hoping, you always hope that the match can top the previous ones. So I'm really hoping that we get a great match out of these guys. We then have Samoa Joe defending the AEW World Championship against Swerve Strickland. I love Samoa Joe. He's only had a 4-month title run. It's gonna end. It's gonna end. Swerve Strickland is too hot to not put the belt on him, especially when you've now put him in a one-on-one singles match. You had the opportunity to pivot a bit away from Swerve after Revolution because of the whole Hangman thing. Swerve got his title shot. Hangman kind of screwed him out of it. So then you could just parlay Swerve to maybe have another feud with someone else. Joe feuds with someone else for this pay-per-view. Keep Swerve in the spotlight, but not have him go after the belt just yet, and Joe can get a longer run. You could have done that, but they've decided to go full on with Swerve and Joe. And Swerve is too hot to not win this belt. Him losing again would feel like probably a slap in the face, I would assume. So I have Swerve Strickland beating Samoa Joe. Again, I would love if Joe had a much longer run. He can do so much when given the opportunity, as he's proven, already here in AEW. And not just in AEW, but, TNA, Ring of Honor. You give Samoa Joe the opportunity, and this man will do it. But I think Swerve Strickland will be our new world champion. And then what should have been the main event, Will Ospreay versus Bryan Danielson. It's probably going to start the show, to be honest with you. I have Will Ospreay. This is going to be awesome. This is just more of that Bryan Danielson bucket list. And more Will Ospreay bucket list as well, because he's also pretty much just ticking off the bucket list of people he wants to wrestle. He's already fought, he's fought Shibata already. He fought Shibata. He's fought Jericho. He's fought Takeshita. He just fought Claudio. We're ticking off the Will Ospreay bucket list here. I got Will Ospreay winning. Keep him strong. Bryan Danielson easily can eat a loss and not look bad at all. So that's it. Those are my predictions for AEW Dynasty. Let me know your guys' predictions in the comments down below, and I will see you all next time.